Okay, guys. I would like to start this off by, I guess, apologizing. I said I was going to play this game. I was going to stream this game. I was going to upload this game. I haven't done none of that. I uploaded one boring intro part of this game. I took down both those videos, saying that I was going to stream it, and I took down the very first episode of one episode. I took it down because it's pretty hot in this room. I guess it's the elements, like when it's cold in here, and when it's hot and it's pretty warm right now, it's not even hot really outside. It feels good. It's hot in here. You know what I mean? So I would like to say I'm sorry. I just moved my PS4 back into the living room, and I guess in the future I could move my mic in there and record it, but you're not gonna this beautiful face. You're not gonna see any of it. You're not gonna see this. You'll just hear this, and you'll just hear me run. Anyways, so I just somehow, for some reason, I'm more likely to just play the game comfortable in there on the couch. This chair's comfortable. It's just I'm sweating right now. But let's get into it. I played through the whole thing. I beat it. I just beat it yesterday. And man, that ending was the ending was fun, man. Like, it really was. The game itself, like, let's say this. I'll say if I was just saying if everything in the game is perfect, right? We'll just do this like this. I'm not getting slightly into spoilers. I don't know. This game, I don't really have to talk about spoilers that much, but I'm just letting you know. Not right now. I give you my flat rating at the beginning of, like, critic-wise, and then my experience. I think that's the best way to do it, because it's like, if I look at this game compared to other games, which it doesn't matter, it's just its own game, right? That's the thing. But there's some things it did right, and there's some things that were, like, kind of lacking. But the thing is like, it wasn't like a breaking thing for me. And the experience sometimes is so much different than what the critic would be. Anyways, critic-wise, I would say this game is... It's so hard to put it on a 10 scale. I would say, critic-wise, it has to be like an 8.5 out of 10. At least. At least 8.5 out of 10. The things that were off, which I think there's a patch, which if I had any gameplay recorded, you could probably see, but I don't. You could probably see, like, the lip syncing was kind of off, especially at the beginning. Like, man, it was like, my wife walked by and she looked at it and she was like, man, that's like watching that old Japanese fighting movie. It's like, it's so off. But that seemed like it got way better. But the other thing for me is the characters and the voice acting, because to me it seemed like at the very beginning I was like, hey, I can get into this antagonist. Isn't that antagonist? No, that's the bad guy, isn't it? Protagonist? Boy, I'm about to have to Google this. That sucks. Being out of school sucks. What is a protagonist? The leading character, yes, protagonist. Okay, I'm an idiot now. I'm sorry. I get really into the protagonist, Aloy. At the beginning, I was like, man, I'm really with her, and in mind, I'm like, hey, this is kind of what I would do, whatever. Towards the end of the game, things start getting heated. I would say heated wise. Here's a little bit of spoilery stuff, a little bit. You meet a guy. That guy is trying to help you out, but not really, because he's really helping himself. TT, what are you doing? You're going nutty back here. Lost my train of thought. Oh, the voice acting and the characters. Like I was talking about Aloy, like, towards the end, some of the stuff, the way she starts acting with, like, some of the plot stuff that comes out, which... Okay, alright. Let me... I'll just say the characters, like, the supporting characters, there's not really that many, and they're not great either. Aloy's pretty good. Aloy herself is very good. but the support around her is pretty lackluster if you ask me. Anyways, so that's critic wise, but experience wise, man, it's tough to just be put on the spot like this, putting yourself on the spot. Dude, it has to be like a, I don't want to say it's a 10 out of 10. Not 10 out of 10. Probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly. Now I'm not just saying that, you know, because I like PS4 or whatever, but it's just like, for me, there's a little bit more to it than just the game, just the music, and just the story, which all of that is good. All of that is good. But let's see. Can you see? Yeah, it's right there. It's on the screen right here. I can't. I'm about to point on the screen like you can see where I'm pointing. The Guerrilla. Guerrilla made this, and Guerrilla is known for, I think mostly Killzone. I think. Let's see. Guerrilla Games. That's it. That's literally it. Killzone and Horizon. Wow. I thought they might have done what is that game called? Whatever. It doesn't matter. But the thing was, is like, they mostly do Killzone. So I watched a video today and it was talking about how they had gotten permission to step out of the box and try this out. And for me, it's super refreshing because it's like, some people say like, oh, this game's kind of like Far Cry, or to me, I think the game was most like Shadow of Mordor. That was the feel I got when I was playing it. It was most like Shadow of Mordor. But also it's like, it's not any of those things. Any game is going to feel like somewhat like another game, but just ignore that, right? The game is its own entity. It's a fresh IP. It's a fresh game. Guerrilla gets to do this. They took a shot at it. I think they knocked it out the park. It's also selling pretty well. It's only on PS4, so, you know, for it selling that many copies, it's like, well, that only PS4, so imagine if it was available on everything. Like, if it came out a little bit later, like, hey, we made an Xbox version, like, I'd be down for that. I want it to be successful because it's a good game. Like I was also saying, if you hear anything, it's the cat. The cat's playing. I'm not gonna stop the cat from playing. It may be annoying, but you know, I ain't gonna stop the cat from being a cat. So the experience, like, I'm happy for them. I'm glad that they went out of their way instead of just making another Killzone, you know? Because it really paid off. The combat, and I like the combat. It can sometimes I guess it kind of feels stale because there's like the somewhat same enemies, but there's like a wide variety of like machines, like, and they're kind of hard to fight, especially at the end. Like, dude, like, you're just hitting circle is the evade button. You're just evading, just flicking the thumbstick and running. Just that's all you're doing, just like taking one shot and running. That's all you can do. Very edge of your seat. I like the leveling system personally. There's a lot of good in this game, and I mean, I can't go into detail because I don't have it scripted out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have every single bullet point that I want to do. I'm just sitting here telling you. I thought the game was really good. I'm glad I got it. I beat it. What do we get for here from now? Is there gonna be DLC? Let me see. They usually talk about it. They usually tell you. Let's see. Is there any pre-order stuff? Let's see. Look at that, dude. Nothing. Nothing in here about DLC. That's refreshing. Oh, look, The Witcher 3. I got The Witcher 3 in here. The Witcher 3. Anyways, that's another game. Dude, that game is... that game's lit. Anyways, if I had to give it the critic rating is 8.5, I would say, did I say 9.5? I'm gonna say 9.5. Out of 10 for me. I'm happy that it did well. I hope it continues doing well. It's only been out like what, like a little over a month. It feels like I haven't said anything in a long time. I swear it's like if you don't upload like at least once a week, it just feels like you're gone forever. But anyway, that's my own fault. Whatever, man. You know, I keep saying I'm gonna upload more. I'm just gonna upload when I can. That's fuck it. You know, like, forget it, man. That's all I can do. I can just do what I can do. So this game's good. The game was good, man. Critic-wise, we're gonna talk about, like, I was talking about the character-wise. Spoilers. Spoilers. There you go. The dude's Silas, whatever. He's talking to her about, hey, man, you know, you finally figured out you don't have a mom. You're like a clone you're creating here. And I know she's like a tribal whatever, but like she's open-minded somewhat, you know what I mean? So it's like, she's sitting there, she's like, you know, oh, she could be alive, someone's waiting on me, and the dude's like, nah, dude, you're literally made. Like, you were made from this Elizabeth Soulbeck woman. Like, you are Elizabeth Soulbeck, pretty much. Reborn. So it's like, even the guy thing was like, hey, I'm making you again. Like, I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to. So it's like, she was freaking out. She was, you know, saying it's not about their sacrifice. It was Elizabeth sacrificed herself to save the people inside the hole, which she didn't because the guy killed them. Yada yada. She, damn. I'm losing my track of thought already. Anyways, she was like freaking out at Silas and saying like he's heartless and all this stuff. I'm like, and you know, it's kind of hard. I was like, she did a lot of like real abrasive stuff towards the end, and I was like, I wasn't with her. I was like, I'm playing this character that I don't agree with now. Like, I'm like, no, you are a clone. You are here to save humanity. She died so she could save them, and humanity died so they could humanity died so they could save humanity later. Like, they literally, that's what happened. But I thought, as a whole narrative, the whole thing about the robots and shit, like, that was good. Like, I really liked that. I was like, that was something I didn't expect. Like, I knew when I started playing it or talking about the robots, I was like, I knew the robots had something to do with it for sure. Like, obviously the robots had something to do with it. But I mean, like, not to the great, well, like, I didn't think they ate everything. I thought the world got nuked. That's what I thought happened. I thought everybody nuked the world and was like, hey, man, the only way we can beat them is blow them the hell up. Blow up everything. EMP everything. Just blow up everything. I thought that's what happened. But what wound up happening in the story was, and again, spoilers, super spoilers, the robots, like, were self-repairing. They were like, is it autonomous? Is that the word I'm looking for? They took care of themselves, you know what I mean? They had other robots take care of them, they took care of those, they made their own robots, they had flying battle stations that made new robots, and they had robots they had the, you know, what was it, for whatever those things in the ground making more robots. That might be a part of Gaia. I know they had the things flying around making them. At least making the war machines. Anyways, so I didn't think, the thing is, like, the fuel they used wasn't like fossil fuel, it's called biofuel. Dude goes up to a tree, eats all the leaves off of it, like, eats the trees. There's like a text thing, I didn't read many of them that you discovered, but one was like talking about where like they had basically like took a bunch of dolphins up and like just blended them up. It sucked them up. Like, it was pretty graphic just reading it. Like, I'm glad it wasn't animated, because that was like, this game's rated teen, and I was like, that's kind of a graphic scene. Talking about, you know, it'd be bad PR or whatever. But they couldn't stop it. It was going to just eat. They were going to keep making robots. They're going to eat the whole world. And then people start attacking them. I guess that's what happened, right? The people started attacking them, and then they turned on them. They were attacking them, and they're eating them, too. It was kind of like they were just eating everything. But they're also, like, hacking and stuff. Like, it's more in depth than I'm going here, for sure. But the thing is, the thing about it is, like, I enjoyed that. I somewhat, like I said, I knew the machines had something to do, obviously, with the whole world going away. I was not predicting that, hey, they were eating everything. They were eating everything and just reproducing. And there's nothing you can do about it. I did not predict that humanity would just be annihilated, and they would have a machine that would recreate life. And that the guy was recreating robots to do whatever she needed. And like the grazers are sitting there digging through the ground, scrappers are scrapping up like old fallen watchers and stuff like that. I'm like, she made them how they needed to. And the thing is, like, nature has already like made stuff as close to as perfect as it can, like, if that makes sense, if you believe in evolution and all that, you know. Stuff is at the point it is now. It will change, but it's pretty specialized now. So it's like Guy was just like making. That's why everything looks like animals, because it's like nature already did like this. So I just, you know, gave these things like whatever, grinders, whatever, diggers, chainsaws, whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, they like the things are in the water or purifying the water, and it's just like, man, all that is awesome. Like, that's a really cool concept. It's like, wow, why the robot dinosaurs, why the robot deer, why the robot horses, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and then once you hear that, it's like, it makes all sense to me, because it's like, nature's already done it, so just copy it. Robot this, robot that, you know, like, it makes sense. But the story, man, I like the story. I really do. Some people talk about like franchising is boring, but it's like, hey, this is fresh now, and it's like, I want to see what you're gonna do in the future. If they can tell a tight story, I think, you know, we got a new franchise. Which franchise is sometimes bad. It's like, dude, I was in Books A Million today. I was looking at like some Halo toys, and I was like, man, I was like, these things look awesome. Like, the Spartans look awesome, but somehow they lost it. Like, Halo's lost it, man. Like, you don't feel like this badass dude in this, like, 2-ton armor, whatever, run around. Like, you should be imposing, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of like when you're on Fallout 4, when you're in the mech, power armor, not mech. When you're in the power armor, dude, you feel pretty strong, and you're, you know, it's huge stomping and stuff. Anyways, I was getting off topic. I'm saying, like, I feel like with Horizon, like, they had to come out guns blazing, right? They had to come out and make the first one super good. The story is just like, hey, man, like, Aloy, literally this teenager, whatever, I think she's a teenager, she was abandoned, and she came out, and like, you just think about like all the stuff that she, like, it's her, like, literally it's her, and it's only her, it's only going to be her that handles all of this that happens, and all of this stuff happens to her. To a point, I'm like, hey, you kind of write yourself into the corner, because, like, yeah, stuff can happen in the second one, which the sequel is opened up, you know, the ending. If you stay after the credits, there's like a little sequence. I don't want to talk about that right now, because it's like, it's like, I kind of expected it. Silas seemed like a dick. I really wish I could have killed him anyway. Then he helped us, and I was like, maybe it's not that bad. And he tells a story about what happened. He was really helping Hades. And then he felt bad because he felt like I had to stop him. Like, yeah, you had to stop him because he was going to kill everything. And you're like, well, I can't let everything die, because I would die, and then I would have no knowledge. Like, it's just a dick. Like, the dude just seems like a dick. Anyways. Like, with Aloy, it's like, I feel like you can't bridge this story out too far, because it's like, all this stuff happens with Aloy, and like, if she starts teaching everyone else about this stuff, like focuses, how to hack in the robots, which, the thing is, there shouldn't be any, there wouldn't be any evil robots right now that were alive. It would just be the other ones, which is like, I think it's weird, because like, why are the Thunderjaws and everyone attacking settlements like Ravagers? Why are they attacking humans if they're not part of Hades? Which I'll have to look into that part. Anyways, I'm ranting and raving. It was a good game. Play the game. You can decide yourself about the story. Voice actors kind of like Lester, because that's part of the supporting character thing I was trying to mention the whole time. The supporting character, the voice actor is kind of like Grandmaster, was it War Master Sona? Dude, I mean, my arrow will pierce their heart. Meh. Like, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, dude. Like, who was like, yeah, this is lit, man. Hey, do another take. My arrow will pierce their heart. Yeah, we'll use that one. Whatever, that's good. Let's go on. Whatever, fuck it. I feel like, anyways, that was the issue I had with it. Was the supporting characters were kind of whatever. The supporting characters aren't that good. They're just not they're just not. Side quests, hey, side quests are side quests. Some of them are pretty interesting, and then there's gonna be throwaway ones. But you know, whatever. I haven't 100% the game, but I played through the whole thing. I've done a fair amount on the way. I think I was like, what level was I? Close to 30? Was I 30? By the time I beat it. So, you know, I did stuff on the side. I didn't have many quests left, like, that I had witnessed people and talked to them. I didn't have many left. I know the Shadow Carja or whatever, I showed up there, or wherever, I can't remember the name of the city. But it's like, I showed up, did the missions, and didn't do anything else there. So, I'm sure there's missions there, but I have not gotten into all of that. You know, I was like, hey man, I want to beat this game. Getting really close. I'm beating it tonight. Like, I'm beating it. So, that's what happened there. The game was good, man. Go ahead and get it yourself. Get it. Rent it. Whatever. Watch a playthrough of it. I would recommend playing it. Because, like I said, the experience is enough. And, like, sometimes you need to look into the story a little bit more. It's like, it's just a game. Like, these people made it. Guerrilla made it. And Guerrilla did Killzone. And they went out of their way to do this. Like, and I like it. It's lit, man. Like, I really do. I hope to see more in the future. I don't really know what else I would say to do in the future. Just maybe make the story, not the actual story, the universe a little bit broader. You know what I mean? Like I said, the side characters kind of But that's it. That's my review. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. Dude, buy Horizon Zero Dawn. Buy it. Go get it right now. Go get it.